Good morning, everybody. It is 9 o'clock on a Saturday, and today we're going to be installing fog lamps on the 2018 Tahoe. I just want to let you all know from the beginning that this is going to be a two-part series. Part 1 is going to be getting the housings in, and then Part 2 is going to be the electrical. Just because I feel like it would be one ridiculously long video if I were to do it that way. And I'm sure some of you just want to see how to do the electrical, some of you just want to see how to do the install. So without further ado, we're going to get started here. So first things first, we're going to pop open the hood. So basically what you're going to need to do this, are you're going to need the bracket assemblies and the fog lamp assemblies. Right now I only have the bracket assemblies out here because I don't feel like dropping the fog lamp assemblies accidentally and scratching the living daylights out of them. They are actually labeled for the right hand side and the left hand side, so pay attention on that when you install it. I will have the part numbers for everything I use down in the description, or even like right here somewhere. I don't know, probably both. But basically what we have to do is we have to get these knockout panels down here out, and these should just be attached behind the bumper with a couple of screws. So we'll see how we can get to them and what size screw they look like they need. So I'm just gonna side under the bumper right now. Don't mind me placing the camera down on the ground here. And I got a flashlight on me. Let's see. I'm just gonna... Okay. So looking up behind the bumper there, that's our knockout. And I see 1, 2 screws on the top. And let's see if I can get that for you guys. One on that side, it looks like. And there's one. I can't really get the angle of the dangle for you. One right there. And then the same goes for this side. It's just mirrored. So that's good. Off the top of my head, I can't tell what screw that looks like. Probably 5.5mm or 7mm or something oddball like that. So hey, look, GM stickers. Iridium. It's funny they call it tungsten metallic. I do have to say, going from the 03 Escalade, as good as that thing rides, to this thing is a work of art with how it drives. Like, it is probably the quietest vehicle I've ever been at going down the highway at like 70, 75. It's a really impressive truck. GM does know how to build them. And, you know, also make the frame paint peel off at 3,000 miles. It's the only thing that I will say is not done anywhere near as well as what it was on the old trucks. Is everybody says that the paint on these will peel off chilling out in the parking lots. I believe it. A hot day I crawled under here just to look to see if it was even possible to put the fog lights in, and I touched the frame rails and my arms were like black because it was literally just rubbing the wax off the frame rails. The 03 never did that. Actually, the 03 barely has any surface rust on the paint, considering it's seen salt weather use for its entire life. It's really impressive. But anyway, let's get started on this. Just so you don't think I'm lying, it is 73 degrees outside. And you saw how long I was under there for. frame paint. Thanks, GM. So, for the interest of time, I didn't show you me fumbling around to see what size socket it is. It is a 7mm though, which I'm pretty sure is what I said. So, yay on me. This is a Milwaukee electronic ratchet. If you don't have one of these, I highly recommend them because they are awesome. Otherwise, you could do this with a 1/4 inch, but for the interest of time, I'm just going to use this bad boy. A, because it makes life easier, and B, because I don't think I can actually get my arm far enough in there to ratchet a wrench. Ratchet, not wrench. Although I have those too. So, I'm going to try... Oh, this is going to be a lot trickier than I thought. So I'm going to feed this guy in there. And we're going to go for those top 2 bolts first. This is actually a lot harder than it looks, by the way. Oh, it fell off. Alright, hold on. So to make life easier, I think if we pull these 2 bolts off, this body clip, and pop out those bolts around the edge of the fender liner there on both sides, we'll actually be able to get right at the harness from this way. I mean the bracket from this way. So 10mm, probably 7mm, or even smaller. That actually might be 6. That looks smaller. Give me a sec. Alright, so it's 7mm, but I dropped that socket behind there and I can't get to it. So we're just going to do these first. New stuff's nice. You don't gotta spray it with WD or anything like that. Okay. Now this guy should just come down, or not. Yeah, just pulling on it pops it out. That's good. That's what we're looking for. Something like that. I'm just gonna go reach up there and grab the socket that I dropped. Hold on a sec. So one thing I just did real quick with the camera off was I turned the wheel so that I had easier access to these bolts. Self-tappers, whatever you want to call them again. It is a 7mm, so that's nice. So we're just gonna pull these off. Oh, much better. Flashlight. Yeah, so now we have clear and easy access to every bolt, which is really freaking nice. I'm gonna actually go get my spot lamp. Hold on. Okay, here we go. We're going to start with those top two. Oops. Again, this is really awkward to do with one person, so I'm just going to Where did the, son of a bitch. Yeah, so this is one of those learn as you go type things. Sorry about this. So, basically, you're gonna get on there. I'm imagining you're gonna not want to lose these screws. Two. This is number 3. And number 4 is that really fun one all the way on the inside there that you can't quite see on the bottom corner. That guy. So let's have some fun here. I'm gonna go get a longer extension. So I got a much longer extension, not a little bit longer. You really only need like an extra inch or so, but apparently my 6 inches is missing. And that guy's shorter than the rest of them. Fantastic. But those are out. So now this guy. Ah, yeah. Look at that. So we got our new parts lined up with our old parts. Just making sure that everything is looking the same, which it is. There seems to be an extra mounting tab here, which I don't think is necessary. But this is the right-hand side. So this goes in like so. So let's get her in there. See, I'm still not entirely used to new GM. Old GM used to actually leave the wiring behind the bumper. Actually, I should get that screwed before. Got it. Yeah, so this guy is shorter than the rest. It's the bottom left-hand corner one. Just make note of that. But yeah, old GM, like those body style trucks, if you didn't have fog lamps, the wiring was still behind the bumper for it. And as you can see here, such is not the case. So, buyer beware. It's not as easy to add fog lights as it used to be. So that's gonna, what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna grab this guy. And we're just gonna start one. That way it can't fall off. And we'll start number 2 for the same reason. Start number 3 up over here. And we'll get the last one in the corner there. That one might be easier to get in once the other 3 are in. So, switch this bad boy to Tighten. Righty tighty. You left-hand threaded people. I'm not gonna go super duper tight with this because I, in past experience, have had parts break off from using power tools. So I'm literally just gonna go snug. I highly doubt there's a torque spec on this. If there is, prove me wrong. If there's not, I don't know. Something. So that one's gonna be a bitch. I think what I'm going to do is I'm going to take, and there's no good way, basically what I'm going to do is I'm going to take the small extension, I'm going to put this in it, and I'm just going to push it on like that because I'm going to need 2 hands to do this, and I don't think, I don't know, maybe if I just place this here you'll kind of be able to see what I'm talking about. Yeah, that might work. But I think I'm going to use 2 hands, and I'm going to go from underneath. Oops, that fell. Cool. I always wanted that. I have no freaking clue how to get that in. Oh. Don't have big arms, people. Only hurts you when you try to do things in the long run. Big arms and big hands, actually. They sound good on paper. Alright, hold on. So I wrapped the bolt on with some tape to the end of the socket to help aid in my installation. But doing this blind is definitely not the best way. And now I've just got my hand in out here to help line it up to the hole. And before I get too crazy, I'm going to try something, because I just had a thought. Okay, so my thought was correct. You need to have the headlamp, fog lamp housing in the bracket before you put it in the truck. So, since you already know how to take this out, I'm just going to pull it back out and crying shame. So, now that we know better, this guy just kind of goes in like so, and just sort of pop them like that. And then you just feed it back in the way it was. Okay, so now that we're back to the point we were about 5 minutes ago. I'm just gonna tighten these bad boys up, making sure that the ratchet is actually set too tight, which it now is. Okay, that one's good. That one's good. That one's good, and this light has to move a little bit to get to this one. Probably not even on that. This one is going to be interesting. There we go. And check it out. Boom. So now all we gotta do is push this back in like this. Get these 5 bolts on. Two, 3, 4. Oops. 5. And then these 2 10 mils on the bottom, and the clip. There are actually tools to remove those body clips, just so you know. That's just because the end of the socket's a little rounded out. But this side's done. So this is one of those things that's so nice we had to do it twice. But I figured I'd record it just in case something's different than the other side. So, here goes. switch to our 7mm. And just bust off all 5 of these. Still got that new car smell. Bet I can never do that again. So there seems to be substantially more access with the tire turned outward, so I'm going to say that's the way you should do it. That's probably not supposed to be like that. Good job, GM. Good job. Let me go check the one on the other side while I'm here. Yep, nope, definitely not supposed to be like that. Cool. Good job, GM. Ooh, good job, GM. So 7mm long extension. I think this is a 10-inch. I would know. That's backwards. And we're just gonna do numero uno. Okay, that extension's too long for that. One. Two. Three. And number 4 is going to be a little whore. Okay, it's out. Do a quick side by side again. Yep, they look the same. Cool. Line up your pins. So we got 3 there. So we want to do it like this. Boom. And we're just gonna go in. Two, three. Just gonna get the one started on the top there. Cool. Might as well get number 2 started right here. Damn it. Get that in a second. It made it to the ground. Cool. I'm going to go wrap the short extension with tape and be right back. So this is the same way I did it before. Just got it wrapped with the tape. Sorry you're getting basically no view right now. If I could show you a better angle, trust me, I would. But basically it's it's really hard to show it because I'm going off of feel. Basically, you're going to want to feel where that bolt hole is. You don't want to feel where the bolt hole is. You want the inner one. And then you're gonna just kind of, because the bracket's still loose, you can feel and move it so that the bolt head goes on the raised part of the plastic bumper that it screws into. And then once you wiggle around and get it on that, you just kind of get it started. Which is significantly easier said than done. And I'm going to rewrap this so that it's tight again. again, you really need two hands. The easiest way is to put your one hand on the front of the light so that you can lift it up and move it around, since again it's still loose. Then you feed it into that hole, and now you can hold it with the hand, and you can line it up. And then once you got that sort of in the right place, just kind of give her a couple of turns, and you'll feel it bite. And then once it bites, wiggle the socket off, get the tape. We'll let go before the bolt pulls out of the hole. And there you go. So while I'm here, I'm just going to get this guy started. Cool. Again, make sure you set the tighten. And then, last but not least, same thing as before. Get it up in the area. And there you go. So now what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna fix this guy. Again, looks like a 10 mil. Cool, that's tight. Fender liner. Okay. I'm gonna try to do this quick because my battery is literally about to die. Boom. Bang. Bang. So that's pretty much it. Everything's nice and snug. Back together. You have your old inserts, and you have your nice new fog lamps. So that's it. The last thing you gotta do is close the hood and you're done. Boom. I like it. Stay on the lookout for part 2. Good morning, everybody.